Personal branding, man. I tried to do this, I guess it was 1 year ago, a little bit more than 1 year ago. And people were basically the most cynical guys in a space. It was on X at the time. Were basically having that opinion that, oh, it's a trend and it will just fade away. Now we're 1 year later and that trend just transferred into YouTube if it wasn't already done before. And by studying it, by like pondering on that, I realized, bro, personal branding, like that thing exists since the dawn of times. Like we just didn't call that personal branding. I guess we called that reputation. And let's say 10 years ago, we would call that a social media profile or a, public personality, right? Someone who is known for something and who has a good reputation with regards to that thing, right? And so that's not, I had that block where I was like, all right, I'm just a nobody. I'm posting stuff. I'm trying to be entertaining, inspirational, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, I'm still a nobody. Like, I have nothing special. Why should people follow me? Some guys were following me, some guys would love like what I did, but comparing to the projected image of personal branding, like what people thought personal branding was, and the references, right? The people, like, they were picturing, like, for example, oh yeah, Steve Jobs, oh yeah, I don't know, whatever famous guy. Now it's like, those are exceptions, right? There are exceptions, and these guys, they didn't build a personal brand. Like, they didn't have in mind the idea of building a personal brand. They were building something that interested them, and it ended up being what we call a personal brand, right? Just being a nobody, it's just not an excuse to not do what we call a personal brand. Now, the problem with starting with the personal brand, like with that terminology, the personal brand expression, using that is going to be misleading, because you're going to just start searching for tutorials on how to build a personal brand. You're gonna find like some like bullet point, step-by-step methods for building there is no such thing. There is no such thing as a bullet point method, step-by-step full guide on how to build a personal brand. It's stupid. It's personal. Like, it's personal, right? So anybody can come up with his framework, right? With his opinion on something. Now the opinion, it's up to that person to like make it be perceived as worthy of attention. Or so the real nature of personal branding to me is just you. How do you view self-actualization? What is self-actualization for you, right? And there is no guide that really can do this. It's only up to your own freedom of choice. It's up to your own free will to decide, right? And you like seeing your own experience, right? I feel like these things give me a reason to wake up in the morning, right? And these are the things that I hate and that I don't want to wake up in the morning if I'm forced to do these things, right? So now you are in that duality, you are in that, how do you call that? In that adversity, right? Between the things that I don't want to be forced in and the things that I think are better. So you are in a constant process of problem solving, and that's the goal. That's the thing that makes a personal brand at the end. I know it should take years, because reputation doesn't build overnight. It's not by having followers, right, and getting clickbaits and stuff. Otherwise, it's the external goal, for example, of personal branding. But the real thing is, all right, how do I go about my day-to-day life in a meaningful way? And then I would just structure this and present this in a way that is very entertaining for people, so that I can be seen as a form of authority in whatever way I decided to make my life better and more meaningful. That's how people are drawn to, right? So don't click on full guides on how to build personal brands. That's the point of this video. All right, take care.